Now then, welcome to Berardi and Coke from the team that is Ought to Know Better. You've got myself, Jay, and OKB regular Luke joining me tonight. No doubt he's going to give me some shit because that's what he likes to do. We're all in a great mood. So how you doing, Luke?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Hey, I mean, we'll probably come on to the current mood, but yeah, other than that, I can't really complain. Other than the travesty we've just seen unravel in front of us for the last 90 minutes.
I can't get my head around it.
I'm going to play your voice note during this play at some point because that was the highlight of the game for me.
It was just before they scored the second as well, so you can imagine what I said after that.
I'd already seen the second goal go in by then, and I listened to that, and I was like, Christ on a bike. I was like...
I think I shouted "fuck off" and threw my phone into sofa after the second goal. So, yeah,
brilliant, cool.
But yeah, I mean, we're only broadcasting live on YouTube today because of the social media blackout that the main pod account is taking part in, because that's a pretty important thing there and a good cause. So we're right behind that. What did you think of the game? Let's just get into it before we get
shit. It was just, I mean, in a word, it was shit. There was no other word to describe it. We looked leggy. We looked out of ideas. It was crap, wasn't it? I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy a minute of it. We didn't even look like scoring. I don't even remember. I think the only chance we had where it could have gone in was Dallas on the edge of the box. Other than that, I don't remember much else happening.
There was the one where they nearly got an own goal, and but I was shouting at the TV a bit for that. But besides that, we didn't create anything. We didn't create anything. There were no service to Bamford, and then Roberts. What did he do? Apart from
they were isolated, weren't they?
Apart from take up a shirt.
The front two were isolated. The people who played up front, Pam Bamford and Rodrigo, they were isolated all game. They never looked like getting in the game. They were effectively just defensive forwards, just pressing the back line. Yeah. They didn't seem to get it else. Yeah, I mean, we'll live.
It was shite. I mean, me personally, maybe the worst performance I've seen under Bielsa.
Arguably.
Apart from that Wigan game that we don't talk about. Definitely a worse one in the Prem. Worse than the first game against them, really was. I mean, at least in the first game, we look like we're trying to do something, just not very successful at it. In this one, we just look devoid of ideas, and I don't know if we went into it thinking we'd won it already because we were on a high, because we'd not been beat for a while, we'd had good results against top teams.
Absolutely.
I don't know what caused that, but whatever it was, it needs fucking ironing out.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more.
I'm.
Well, with that in mind, why don't you get him on? Get him on.
You want to go for him first here? Get him out of the way?
No. Get Scott on, because I know Scott will have a lot to say.
Yeah, all right. We've got Scott joining us from Backyard TV. He's a good lad. He's Scott, and he's got a cracking beard. So we're going to let him in, say a few words.
Sexy beard, Jay. It's a sexy beard.
Scott. It's been a while since I've spoke to you, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah. Not too bad. Just glad that we're starting to get out of all this lockdown bullshit.
Yeah, well, at least there's some positives in life still, eh?
I know. Like, I wouldn't want us to go back into lockdown and then end up qualifying for Europe or anything, because apparently that's how it works according to Karen Carnage.
Well, yeah, that's true. I don't think you need to worry about that after today, Scott. So, what did you think to that shit show?
Shite is the word. And not just the players. The players looked uninterested, but I'm going to throw a wee bit of criticism at Bielsa here. Them substitutes were just fucking stupid. Can I say fucking stupid?
You can say what you like.
Let's take Paddy Bamford off. That nobody can get the ball to him because Paddy's doing nothing, because their defence wasn't letting them do anything, and our midfield couldn't get the ball to him. I've got a great idea. Let's take Paddy off and bring on Rodrigo.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't see the wisdom in that either. What about you, Luke? Did you see where you were going with that? I mean, if you can't get service to your front man, it doesn't matter who's up there, does it? It could have been fucking Haaland.
Absolutely. Anything. I mean, I put a tweet out at half time, and I was like, I tell you what, we need something to change. And Bamford would have probably been the last person I took off out the other 10 outfield players. I thought he was pressing the back. Fair enough, he didn't get into the game much, but that was through no fault of his own. I think Click should have come off before him, and definitely
He
Tyler
was
Roberts
shy.
as well.
He
I
was
think
shocking.
Alioski was the right decision, but I also think Pablo Hernandez should have been given a bit longer.
I thought that too. But I would have took Roberts off and put Pablo. I would have done that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why he took Llorente off. No idea why he took Llorente off. Like, as soon as he takes him off, we fuck up in the back and they scored.
Hell of a goal, though, mind.
Yeah.
He
It was a
took it well,
fantastic
didn't
goal.
he? He took it well.
Absolutely fantastic goal. Even just the way that he brought it down on his right foot, hooked it behind him to get it onto his strong foot, and just he blasted it across Melier. Melier wasn't saving that. Jesus, Kasper Schmeichel wouldn't have saved that.
I mean,
even
it was good.
T-Rex Arms wouldn't have saved it, but it was a great goal.
It was good, and if it were WWE, there'd have been a commentator screaming "Vintage Welbeck." It was a look of it there. He showed a bit of what he used to have once upon a time. It's obviously still in the locker somewhere. He just busts it out on special occasions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just wanders around rest of the time.
But I had a comment there, Jay.
Oh yeah, I'm lost, mate. I'm in such a bad mood. I'll be honest. Game was very dull, the most un-Leedsy performance all season. I would argue it was the most Leedsy performance after having that run and then turning up against a shit team and doing that. I would say it's a very Leedsy performance in all honesty. But
it was such a Leeds thing to do. It was an absolute pure Leeds thing to do.
It was.
Make Man United, Scum. Make Scum work for a point. Make Liver Scum work for a point.
Yeah.
Beat City, with 10 men. And then you go to Brighton. Like, they're not called the Seagulls because they have a seagull on their badge. They're called Seagulls because they just shit on everything.
Exactly.
They just shit on your parade. And that's all they are. They're just fucking shithawks. That's all they are. We're not the Seagulls.
I might add that we've got a Brighton fan waiting to come on in a bit, so just be careful. We want him to stay. We don't want him to run off yet.
We were so shite. We made Brighton look good. That's how shit we were. We made Brighton look good.
I put a tweet out. I said I think it was towards the end of the game. We haven't been beaten in 6 games, and we played Chelsea, Scum, Liverpool, City, and then we go to Brighton and get who haven't scored for 6 hours, mind, and get beat 2-0. They were gifted goals. They were, that could have been quite an easily a bore draw today. It was shit. It was crap game. Crap to watch.
I think a bore draw was probably the right result, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was very strange because it was effectively 2 teams cancelling each other out for 90 minutes. If they hadn't got that penalty, I don't think they'd have won the game. I just don't.
They defended really well.
Would have finished 0 each. If they didn't get that penalty, I probably would have finished 0 each. But I think the big difference in the both teams today was that when they went forward, there was part of me going, "Oh fuck, they're going to score here." But when we went forward, I thought, "Oh fuck, here we go."
Yeah, I know, and we've not had that feeling when a team comes forward for a long time.
No. Do you think, Scott? Do you think that because we've played such good opposition over the last few weeks, that they've probably had it drilled into them at Thorpe Arch in training that we're going to have to play that little bit more defensively? And as you've seen, we've defended really well over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But we've almost negated our attacking options because of that. So we looked a bit clueless going forward. I don't know if that's got any correlation or what, but I just felt that today we probably could have played 270 minutes and not scored. We didn't even look dangerous.
Nothing threatening at all, apart from the time where Brighton nearly scored an OG. Was it from the Harrison cross?
That's it. Yeah.
That was. I think that was the closest we got to scoring. We'll miss Rafinha. We'll really miss Rafinha.
Do you think he'd have made that much of a difference today, though, Scott?
Yes.
Do you actually?
100%.
It would have made any difference because everybody else played
that I keep saying about the link-up play between Rafinha, Bill, and Paddy, and even usually if it's Rodrigo in there or even Roberts that it's been. See that link-up? It's that entire right side. It just oozes a goal when Rafinha's there, but when Rafinha's not, we're kind of missing something. but I think if it sounds weird because obviously every football match matters and it means something. You know, for us today, it was a pride thing. You know, you just wanted to win and maybe get one step closer to Europe, possibly.
Yeah, you got a little crotch goblin there.
He's getting hijacked.
Oh, she's away crying now. See what you done, Jay? You made my daughter cry.
I can't believe Leeds have done that.
That's what I do to people, mate. That's what I do. You know, upset everyone.
I could just think if that match meant something, I'd have probably been angry about it. But you know, it meant more to Brighton because Brighton are pretty much safe now. You know, our direct rivals. We've got another chance of beating our direct rivals next year. You know,
I think I'd rather lose to them 2-0 than Scum. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
crowd and all that. Do you know what I mean?
All day long. I had a Scum fan on the phone to me there. I think I had a Scum fan on the phone to me laughing. Ha ha ha! Couldn't be great.
Who did?
I'm going. You couldn't even score against us last week. Fuck up.
Yeah, they can fuck off. So we got coming from Stuart Newsome down here. He says Luke saying that we look clueless in defence also.
Yeah, so basically I think what he's trying to say, Jay, is that we didn't just look clueless in attack, we also almost looked clueless everywhere.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was trying to say. It's not
that I'd said it before.
Yeah, no, I got that after I'd read it, and I thought, okay. No, there's no tone, is there, when you're reading text? That's the problem. No, I think he's got a good point. I don't think we looked like we were at the races anywhere on the pitch. I really don't.
One of them on it, you know. You chalk it off as a bad day at the office and move on, and hopefully, as Gary said, double murder ball this week.
It's like Football Manager when you lose and you say you don't deserve a rest after that. You're in training tomorrow.
That's it.
All in the one day. Double murder ball in one day.
Absolutely.
Everyone will be.
Scott, do you need to shoot now, mate? I think you said past, didn't you?
I know, just I need to go on to another podcast.
Mr. Popular.
I tell you.
Just before you go, Scott, who was the man of match for Leeds?
Was the one.
If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, oddly, it would have been one of the defenders, because again, I don't think we've done anything going forward. I would go for Pascal.
Okay.
All right.
Pascal or Llorente for me. Again, I don't see any scenario at all that Liam Cooper comes back into that starting 11.
Oh, that's it. He looks like Gillen.
Yeah, I think I have to disagree. He's a club captain, and I think Bielsa sees him as that. You know, in terms of ability between Pascal and Cooper, I think we'd miss his leadership more than we would. Do you know what I mean? And a great comment here from All Things Leeds. Pascal, the man who gifted Welbeck goal, he didn't gift him it. He made an error that left.
I'm going on to him in a minute. I'm going to have a word with you, Edward. It was not Pascal's fault. He left the ball because Melier was supposed to come for it, and he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Cool. Well, Scott.
Yes.
As always, mate. Thank you for coming on.
I know.
I'm not sure they'll have you on All Things Leeds now, he says, but we'll see.
Don't even speak to me, Edward. That's us.
Cheers, Scott. Thanks as ever.
Not a problem. We'll see you soon.
See you later, pal.
Right then, that's left a bit of a talking point. And he doesn't see how Cooper's going to make it back into that starting lineup. I have to disagree, not based on Cooper's ability, or that I think he's any better than.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You're saying we lose more from not having his leadership than we gain.
In terms of the difference, in terms of Pascal's so quiet in it. He's like a silent assassin. He gets his job done. But Cooper, he's quite the opposite. He makes fucking loads of mistakes. Well, give or take, but he's so vocal and he's so supportive, and I think he probably drives a lot of positivity to the lads as well.
He's a captain. He's a leader.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I've said about him in the past, but as a bloke and as a captain, you can't really fault him.
Why do you know him?
Yeah, personally, mate. Yeah, he used to bully me at school, so I hate him.
That makes two of us.
What? Who got bullied by him, or that used to bully me?
Oh, no, I'm only messing. Before we get our next guest on, can I just play that sound
Oh,
note.
Jesus Christ. Go on, then.
That happened during the game. That cheered me up a little bit, shall we say. This is
It was literally 10 seconds before Brighton scored the second goal as well. It was literally 10 seconds. I were on my feet at the time, stood in my living room. I was just shouting at TV.
No, I'm just trying to find it. So
just be careful here, Luke, because we can't edit this out. So don't play it wrong voice, don't you?
Here we go. He's got it. Right, everybody. This is if you've got kids around, you might just want to turn the volume down, or kick them in the cellar or something.
Fucking shite.
Oh, that's not even the right one.
That's not the right one, mate. But yeah, still need to cover your kids' ears.
Yeah, cover your kids' ears.
I think it was one before that, wasn't it?
I don't know, mate. I can't really find it. I don't think.
It's probably just fuck.
I can't find it. We'll have to get the guy on from Brighton, and then
I'll. Do you want me to just play it? Because I've got it here. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah, go on. It'll be funny.
I'll dig you out of an hole, pal. So let me find it. Hang about, love.
I'm probably. Oh, you just said you had it.
I did have it. It's here. Hang on. Fucking come on and make some happen, Leeds, for fuck's sake. That's the one. Could you hear that?
That's what gets me. I'm sick of this.
There we go. Fucking come on and make some happen, Leeds, for fuck's sake. Sick of this. I were raging, mate. I were raging. I can't stand seeing us play shite. It's not even. I don't care if we get beat off a better team. It's when we don't look like we give a shit or we're not trying properly. I can't stomach that. I just can't.
That's fucking brilliant.
And now we're gonna have Jordan, the Brighton fan, on to come and rub it in some more and give us some shit. So I think you know what it's like with football. You know, you have your day. And
is he with us? Are you with us, Jordan?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm still here. Yeah.
You have your day sometimes. Some days you don't, and we're gonna have to take his medicine here.
Go on, give us your best shot. Then
Go on, Jordan. Go on.
Tell us what happened.
Well, it was just nice for us to actually get 2 goals in a game for once, to be honest.
That's what we do for people.
We tend to go 1-0 up and then concede and drop points. That's been our problem all season. Although a lot of people I've heard saying like it's one of Leeds' worst performances this season, I still don't think you played horrendously bad. I mean, there was a period in the end of the first half where I thought you guys looked all right. Looked like you might get a goal. You sort of had more of the ball. But like you say, Bamford was just isolated for you guys. And every time you put a ball in, I think our 3 defenders, like White, Webster and Dunk, were just... How
many defenders?
We're good at... They just headed everything away today. They were all sort of on top form, which was nice to see from a Brighton point of view.
Yeah. Jordy, how many bookings did Burn dodge today, do you think?
He should have been booked 3 or 4 times, that lad.
I mean, obviously, you know, he's about 9 foot. He's a bit of a donkey sometimes. So I think that's just how he gets away with it. Because he's so big, I think the refs sort of just give him the benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Like a newborn giraffe.
Yeah, like a big lummox.
You said, I don't
oh, sorry, go on, Luke.
No, crack on, mate. Sorry.
You said about having 3 defenders there, Jordan. I felt like you had about 9, to be honest, most of the game.
Yeah, well, we had 3 sort of central defenders in White, Webster, and Dunk. But then obviously Dan Burn playing one side and Veltman the other. So obviously they do come back as a sort of a 5 when we're defending. And like I say, I thought they all played really well. I mean, there's been a few games this season where unfortunately Dan Burn has been sort of found out because he's quite slow.
Yeah.
And if you sort of get in behind him, a few teams who've had faster players on the wing have sort of found us out that way.
Does he get a lot of bookings then? Seeing as he's slow and he's a bit clumsy, does he tend to bring people down a lot, or is he?
Sometimes, but like I said, I do think he gets away with it quite a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, he's had a few bookings this season.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, the penalty was thick. I don't know what Aliassi's doing there. I don't know why he's decided to grab.
Yeah, it's a penalty all day long. It was fucking stupid. And I don't think either team really. No, I don't think either team was great today. I thought you moved the ball probably better, wanted it. You were first sort to the 50-50s and that. we just didn't seem to be at the races today. And I know you said we had a bit more of the ball in the first half. Do you want to have a guess what the possession stats were, Jordan? We out looking anywhere?
I'd probably say you had more of the ball throughout the whole game.
Oh,
Definitely.
would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were 58-42. I can't believe that. I didn't feel like we had the ball that much.
Yeah, I guess
know what you mean.
You didn't do too much with it in the final third. It's like if you put balls in, but they got headed out, or they were shots from sort of outside the box that just went over, like the few volleys. I mean, Dallas.
The corner count were 9-2. We had 9 corners. We're absolutely shite at set pieces, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
But I mean, give Brighton the due. You know, as I say, they wanted it more when you got Danny Welbeck sort of turning international defenders inside out in the box and banging one in the far corner with his left foot. There's not a lot you could do about that. Same with the penalty. You know, I don't know. I mean, I've probably been harsh on Brighton here, but I don't think a 0-0 draw would have been a bad result today. I thought both teams were. I thought the game was shite to watch.
Well, I think like any other time you played us this season, it probably would have finished 0-0. To be honest, we've had a real issue with taking clear chances. I think Morpay had a shot where he was sort of free and put it wide. Trossard again, beginning of the second half, should have put it on target. And that's been sort of our theme all season. It's just not scoring sort of easy chances. I honestly think, without trying to sound deluded in any way, that
I've just moved him out. Just kicked him out while he sorts his cat out.
I think we should maybe be where you guys are roughly in the league. I think we've played well enough in games to pick up more points. So I think we should be about 11th, 10th.
Yeah.
And I think you guys, being Leeds fans, again, I mean, I know it's just your first time in the Premier League in 16 years. Is that right?
16 years, yeah.
And I see a lot of Leeds fans being quite critical of Leeds, but to finish top half of the season, top half of the table in your first season back is still quite an achievement. You can build on that massively.
Absolutely. I think when we sign Ben White in the summer, we'll be probably kicking on to we've had a message coming for you, Geordie. I'm not sure if it's one of your mates or something, but it's Geordie, your knob. Is that your pal?
I don't know. It
Will?
Could well be.
Is Will your mate? Yeah. Will's Geordie.
Will's getting a slap tomorrow. You know what? I say this now. I mean this in like no disrespect to Brighton, like, but I just feel like Leeds are a flair team and Brighton are not, if you know what I mean. So sack the cat. It's more. I feel like Brighton, the players, they did their jobs, what was asked of them. Whereas the Leeds players didn't so much. Like, we would have expected more, but I think that like your guys worked solidly and I think did what the
every game I've watched the Leeds this season. I mean, I can't say I've watched every game, but you guys didn't seem to press as much as you normally do. There's normally a lot more pressure you put on other teams, and I didn't really feel you did that well today.
No, that's
that sort of works. That sort of goes hand in hand to what I said to Scott before you came on. I don't know if they've been focusing too much on sitting a little bit deeper because of the calibre of teams we've been playing recently. You look at the teams we've played Chelsea, Scum, Liverpool and City. So we probably expected to be sitting back a little bit more. And I don't know if that's reflected on the whole ethos and of the team currently and whether we'll get that back. I mean, I know we're playing Spurs. We're playing Spurs next. So I mean, I think we'll probably sit back again and hope for a good result. But in terms of Brighton, you're quite right in what you say. You look at their statistics this season in terms of shots and things. You've just not converted. And if you had, you probably would be mid-table. I think that's you probably safe. You probably safe now, isn't it?
I'd like to hope so. I mean, I've got the Fulham game on now, and they're currently losing, so that's both in our favour.
They had such an opportunity at one point, didn't they? And they've just give up. I just don't get it. I think. Hang on. I think Brighton. If you had like a really decent finisher, I think you would be a lot further up the table. You know, like you were saying, like you should be sort of 11th, 12th or something. But I think if you had somebody that could put it away, because
that's been a bit of a frustration.
Right.
Morpay seems to get in the right places, but he just can't finish. I mean, he's
I hate him, mate.
I
fucking hate that
Mumpie, as Cal calls him.
Yeah, with an Irish lad on the podcast, Jordan, and he calls him fucking Mumpie.
He's not been allowed to live that one down.
But yeah, no. Look, I wish you all the best for the rest of the season, and that. I think you're probably safe. So it looks like we'll probably give you another 6 points next season.
Probably.
Yeah, just do you know, before the game, Leeds, I checked the bookies. I had 50 quid on Leeds today. They were 13-5, and I thought that's an easy 180 quid back, because I just looked at the opposition and how we've been playing, how you've been playing. I thought, I can't see past a fucking Leeds win here.
They obviously knew about Calvin, didn't they?
Yeah, and then Calvin was announced, and I think a couple of the other lads who had a bet on cashed out when they seen that, because we played with two deeper holding midfielders. So, but yeah, no, look, I wish you all the best. Thanks ever so much for joining us, Jordan. If you could pick any Leeds player who played today, so you can't have Raf or Calvin, who would you have picked from our team today to replace somebody in your team?
I don't know. I think that'd be quite a tough one, to be honest. I felt like Harrison
None of them.
put in a few good crosses. Harrison put in a few good crosses and was right on the ball. I do quite like Harrison as well.
Moves, actually.
So I probably would pick him.
Okay. Yeah. Not Alioski then.
But not Alioski.
Napoli.
I've got a quick question for you, mate. Just related to Brighton, just out of interest, because you're on. I was listening to Talk Shite last night, and they had Jimmy O'Hara on, and he was saying Spurs are basically, he thinks, looking at choosing between Scott Parker or Graham Potter for the next manager. How would you feel if Potter were to leave? Would you be upset?
Well, he's got quite a long contract, so it'd be a lot of money I think we would get. Potter, it's weird. He's almost like an emotionless bloke, I think. Like, he doesn't like his favourite colour crisp would be just plain crisps, and his favourite colour is probably white. But his ideas are all in the right place. Like, the way he wants to play football, I think it's in the right place. Maybe with a better team, he would be better. But I think he's done a great job. He's done a great job with Brighton, and a lot of the times, like I say, it's just been we haven't been that clinical in the final third. We haven't had a goal scorer. He's put away those chances. I think if we had that and we were sort of higher up the table. But yeah.
I mean, Sean Dyche here, he knows what it's like to manage a team without having decent players, don't you, Luke?
Yeah, big Burnley managing me in my spare time. Listen, Jordan, thanks ever so much for joining us, mate. And you can go give Will a bit of a clip at work, and you got the bragging rights this week at work. So, thanks ever so much for joining us. And if you do stay up and you're still about next year, we'll get you on again to have another chat when hopefully we can get a point against you or something. Maybe.
Yeah, hopefully next time we play you guys, I'll be live in Leeds. And after we beat you in your own town, and you can get me on. And
I'll get rid of him quick.
We're going to save this clip, Jordan. We'll bring this back next year. I'll tell you.
Right.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Take it easy, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
See you later.
Nice lad. It's just a shame he supports Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect.
Well, I tell you what, if it was the opposite way around, and I was going on to a Brighton podcast after we beat them 2-0, I'd have been a lot harsher a lot more. I don't know what the best word is, but yeah, I'd been a bit more of a prick. Is probably the answer.
Probably.
We've had a comment here from James Doe, and I don't know who James Doe is, or if he's somebody pretending to be somebody else, but he's put Bielsa out. So I've sent James the link for our StreamYard. And James, if you want to jump on and explain this mental quote, then you can. You don't have to come on. You don't have to put your video on. You can just come on audio. But I'd just like to understand why you're putting Bielsa out, because
I would actually like to hear. I'd like to hear a sort of explanation for why you would think that. To be fair, I mean, we were shit today. The subs were bizarre.
Crap.
The subs were bizarre. But do you know what? Everything he's done for us, the football we play generally, you're allowed a fucking off day, aren't you? He's earned that. He's earned that. I can't believe that that's a Leeds fan saying Bielsa out. I just can't. No chance.
Nah. But he's commented a couple of times as James. James, if you want to come on, mate, you're more than welcome.
Come on, mate. We'll look after you.
I've sent you the link here. You've also put Roberts, Click, Pavard, and Rodrigo need to be sold. Now, I think it's a little harsh on a couple of those players. Definitely, I think I think Roberts doesn't need to be sold. I think we probably don't appreciate that he's still only in his early 20s. And I think probably a year in the Championship would do him the world of wonders. A
People
team like
forget he's not played a full season without being injured.
Exactly. And you got to look.
One.
Yeah, I think Click. I think that's not a bad point. I think Click's been poor this season, other than the first 10 games this season. I think he's never really got back into it. I think did he get COVID, or he got dropped, didn't he, early on in the season?
Something happened, and he got rested. It was like his first game that he missed in 3 years or something.
Yeah, since he's been back, he's not been the same player. So yeah, I mean, Click maybe one of them to be sold in the summer, but you look
Click's
what you're going to get from
Luke. Click's a
it
hard
is
one.
absolutely
Because
what you're going to get from him.
We're attached to Click.
Yeah,
and he's ingratiated himself into Leeds culture. He loves the city. He loves the club. He's well in with the fans. You know, he's one of them people that we feel like gets it. You know, and we all love him. But you get to a point when you're in the Premier League that you start being a bit ruthless, don't you? And I'm not convinced he can cut it anymore. No,
good argument, great argument. But I suppose on the counter argument to that is, how much are you going to get for a player of his of his age and that, and how would he be replaced for that money? Is what I suppose I'm going to say. He's a Polish international that that's he's solid. He has been poor though, hasn't he? So I can understand why you'd like to sell him. Paveda not been given enough chance
to sell him. I wouldn't like to sell him. Don't start accusing me of hating somebody else.
Can't believe you fucking hate all our team, you Jay. But moving on to Paveda, I think that's really harsh. I think he's looked sharp when he's come on, and he's had such little opportunity in the first team. So I think Paveda's. I'll throw that one out the window straight away. I don't think he needs to be sold. I think he needs nurturing and a little bit more, and just understand that final ball in it with him. He looks dangerous when he's dribbling, but I think his final ball needs a bit of work. And same with Rodrigo. I don't think we'd look at selling him either. What do you think about Rodrigo?
So, when we spoke to Leeds Live journalist Baron Cross the other week, when we did our interview special, we asked about Rodrigo, and he said, absolutely no way he's going. He wants to be here, and he's another one that's had an injury blighted season. And I think once he is settled and he's had a full sort of proper run with the team, proper pre-season, if he gets a bit where he's not injured and he gets to play for a month or two, I think we'll start to see the best of him. I think he'll settle and he'll start to sort of blossom, really. I don't see him going anywhere. He's at that point of his career as well where I think he'll stay with us till he's maybe 32 or something, and then he'll probably go back to Spain. Do you know what I mean? Unless he goes.
There's a world-class player in there, do you know? You don't represent Spain on numerous occasions as their leading talisman frontman. I mean, he didn't score all that many goals, albeit, but he's still played with some absolutely fantastic fucking players in that team. And Bielsa both do their own work. Do you know, they both rate him really highly, as do the obviously people who pick the Spanish team. And we just had a great comment come in. But yeah, Rodrigo, I think he'll be staying. But
no, I think so too.
It's been a bit hard. He's had quite a few injuries this season. We seem to be absolutely riddled with injuries this year. We've not had a full squad out from what I can remember, even from the start of the season. So give him a bit more playing time.
Look what Murderball did to Big Kev. Do you know what I mean? It's not for everyone. It
ruined his career.
Exactly, it finished him. It can take time to sort of get your body used to that kind of thing. I mean, you do anything that's a step up to what you're used to, and it will take time. You will get injuries. It's just the way it is. If you're going to have Bielsa and you're going to have these extreme training methods, then you're going to have players suffer sometimes, and that's something you're going to have to accept. And like you say, he's a world-class player. We're not talking about Michael Ricketts here, who got his single England cap and did fuck all after one good season. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about a world-class Spanish international forward. He's not shit. I don't care if he has a few bad games. Let him settle. Let him have a proper run. Don't write him off yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a nice that one. I don't know what that is.
What have you got?
I'm on Brewdog, so I'm just trying
I'm
loads of different ones.
Sex on the beach.
All
Cocktails, aren't we?
Oh God!
I needed something strong after that.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised. I'm going to get twatted tonight, I think.
Me too.
We've got Gilly here disagreeing with one of our first comments. So Gilly's saying it was the most Leedsy, and Gary's saying it was very dull, but the most un-Leedsy. Now, I sort of agree with them both, because based on the season,
You horrible bastard, Gilly.
Based on the season that we've had, we expect high tempo, high intensity performances, and so totally agree with Gary on that point. Most un-Leedsy, but Gilly, as Gilly says, the most Leedsy performance after the performances we've put in against previous opposition, we go then today and get fucking dicked by Brighton, who haven't scored in 4 games. Do you know?
That's what I said. You know what Gilly's like, stating
6 hours. Actually, it's more than 4 games. 6 hours. How many games are 6 hours, Jay? Come on, you're good at fucking maths.
6 hours, fucking hell. It's an hour and a half a game, so it's 4 games.
So it's like 6.5 games.
That's 4 games.
Huh? Oh yeah, 4 games. I was right.
Games, hour and a half. 4 games.
Yeah.
Come on now, Luke. You know I'm a genius.
Yeah, no, that's fair point. Another comment coming there for you, Jay. Thinks Click is broken, needs hip surgery or something, but agrees he hasn't been the same. That's the first I've heard about that.
I've not heard that. I don't know if he's just speculating there or if he's repeating something.
Why? Will is a friend of Jordan who was on, but Will is a Leeds fan. Will's a Leeds fan, so I'm not sure. I've not heard about his hip. I've not heard anything. I've got my fucking dog at the door now, yelping. Shut up.
It's the Berardi and Cook Animal Cast.
We might as well just do it live from a zoo, haven't we? That's what Gilly, no other team plays the last 6 games the way we did and loses to that shower shit. Yeah, and that's why I agreed. I think about the most Leedsy, but un-Leedsy performance. It was probably un-Leedsy in terms of the performance based on the output, but based on the actual result, exactly. What
very
a high percentage.
Very Leedsy. We've done that a lot in the last few years, where we step it up against decent teams and we play shit against shit teams. And I would agree it's a very Leedsy performance to go into that against them after the run we've had, and to do that. I mean, I said that before. Gilly probably wasn't watching because he'd have been passed out somewhere, drunk like he is. But,
you mean when he missed the last Berardi Cup?
Absolutely, yeah, that's the one.
What did you make of the subs? What did you make of the subs, Jay? To be fair, today, I know. Scott at Backyard TV picked up on them, but what were your first thoughts on the changes? Obviously, Alioski needed to get off.
Yeah, that needed doing because he was a liability, and we know that Bielsa can be ruthless, as we saw when was it Strike that he subbed in the first half against Villa in that game.
Yeah.
So I think he did well to get to half time, to be honest with you. We knew that one was coming. It was shit. He wasn't there today. I don't know what was going on with him. Maybe the bleach seeped into his head or something, made him worse than usual. But the other subs, I'm not sure. I didn't agree with them. I kind of agreed with what Scott said, and I think that Pablo should have had more time. I'd give Pablo all the second half, mate, because nothing happened. There was no spark. And if there's anyone who can create a spark, it's Pablo. But I would have subbed him for Roberts. I wouldn't have made the same change that Bielsa made. Poveda, I was surprised he didn't start, to be honest with you. So
I was surprised that they brought so basically the starting lineup, he brought Click in and Cock, didn't he? And then put Dallas out wide, which I would have left Dallas. We missed Dallas in the middle today for me. We really did miss his energy.
He's been great this season.
Yeah, he has, and I think we missed that energy. I would have. I keep saying this, but I really wanted to see Crescencio Somerville play. Now I know he's not going to start because he's got Costa, Poveda, Harrison, and obviously Raf when he's fit in front of him. But today was an ideal game for him to get 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. Started with little Ian on the right, and then maybe brought Crescencio on for an half-hour cameo. I'm not a fucking football manager, but it just seemed like a perfect opportunity.
I totally agree with you because, like, as you say, there's a lot of people in front of him. So when you've got a game like today where you've got people out, you've got injuries, there's an opening there. This is the time to try that kid out, give him a go. I mean, we've had the whole thing about where we potentially could have got Europe. That's gone now. That's done. So from here, it's going to be a case of, and we'll probably end up discussing this on the main pod at some point. But we've asked about whether Bielsa should blood youngsters or not, and we all said that he's not going to do that. Well, there's points to be played for because he wants to win every game, so he plays his best.
And every place is worth around about £3 million, I understand.
Yeah, that's right. But now that we can't get Europe, do you think that maybe we'll give a couple of these guys a chance to?
Good talking point.
Are they worth throwing in next season?
It's a good talking point, isn't it? Yeah, definitely worth talking about. This is going to be
a very important summer for us, Luke. It's we don't want to do a Sheffield United. I'm absolutely certain we won't. But this is going to be a big summer, and if we find that some of these young players are good enough to fill some of the positions that we need, that leaves us money to spend elsewhere. That means, say we want DePaul, which is probably already done if you listen to some people.
I hope so, mate, because I will get his. If DePaul signs in the summer, I will get his. No, I'm not even going to say it because I said it about Dallas. If it had about Dallas,
you'll never get away with it if you say it. But it leaves money to spend, and that means you can blow more money on a single position and get a higher quality player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Will's just typed in. It's been reported on the Square Ball this week. What's been reported?
Might be talking about DePaul.
No, I think it was just before we spoke about that. Will, just type in again for us, mate, because I missed that.
Oh, it might be about Clicks Hip.
Oh, right, okay. Clicks, probably Clicks Hip. Yeah, again, I haven't listened to the Square Ball this week, so I've been too busy listening to. I've been too busy listening to Ought to Know Better. Will, again, can't really judge Rodrigo being injured plus COVID, needs time to adjust. Absolutely agree. There's a real player in there. We've already touched on that. And then Gilly's thrown a real. Do you want to read that one out, Jay? Because we need to get some feedback.
Live feedback, please. Cy Johnson didn't give a prediction in advance of the game and says he hadn't seen any scores. Went for a 2-0 Brighton win. I don't often tell that it's Leeds player piss off.
What are your thoughts? Do we give him it or not?
He's getting a forfeit, is Cy, for that. You can't have that.
Yeah,
there's no chance, lad. There's no chance. He's getting the same thing that Carl gets for entering no prediction.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm not usually ruthless. I actually like Cy more than most people on the pod, but I'm afraid I'm on Jay's team for once here. And you can balls. Yeah. Hey, I like it when we get on, Jay. I prefer
it. Me too. It makes sense.
So, I mean, shite performance in a nutshell. I don't think there's any positives, in fact, to take out of that.
There was nothing.
No. If you were to give a man of the match, who would you be sort of giving the champagne to, do you think?
Oh, God. Do you know what? I don't even know because I haven't seen anything positive from anyone.
Llorente brought it out well. I thought taking Llorente off was the biggest mistake. I mean, I said not biggest. We had to go for it in some way or another. But I thought out of all the defensive players we had on the pitch, taking Llorente off was probably the worst, unless he's got a knock or something. But when Llorente brought the ball out of defence, he opened up a bit of space. But he was almost concerned to go too far because they had obviously two strikers on the pitch. So it almost nullified, whatever.
Ironically playing the Ben White role for us.
Yeah, and I thought he did it well. And if I was to pick anybody, I would probably gone with Llorente. Meslier made some good saves in the first half as well, to be fair.
I can see that. And it would probably be a toss-up between either him or Harrison, just because Harrison did try and he got forward.
I thought Harrison was poor today. I thought some of his touches, mate, were fucking appalling. Tyler Roberts, first touch.
He did some moves and he beat some people. And
he did some moves? Fucking hell. I could go do some moves downstairs in my living room floor. Don't mean I deserve man at match.
But looking at that performance today, we're looking for tiny positives. We're not talking about anyone having a good performance because nobody did. you know, you're all right to start laying into me for picking somebody for making a few decent moves and getting past people.
Tiny moves.
Who else? Who else did
He made
anything?
some tiny moves.
Who
I've just
else did
told you.
anything?
I've just told you.
And I said the toss-up between him or Harrison.
Who and Harrison? Lorente,
yeah. Nobody else did
the
anything.
the one who you said you didn't like last week.
I didn't say I didn't like him, dickhead. I said I didn't think he was man of the match just because he'd scored a goal.
Ah, well, he was man of the match. He did score a goal.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, no, Mesley, Gillies just said, pretty much echoed what I said. Mez made some great saves good saves in the first half. Lorente looked good on the ball, and didn't seem to be dominated, and quite rightly. It just goes to show. Yeah, he did. But again, we're looking for small positives in a shite performance, aren't we? There.
Exactly.
So yeah, on to Spurs. What day do we play Spurs? Let's have a look.
I don't even know.
It's on the 8th. On the 8th, which is
about a month till next game after watching that, to be honest with you.
It's next Saturday, and it is the lunchtime. It's the early kickoff.
Fantastic.
So we've got obviously what we got going out this week, Jay.
Jesus Christ. Well, this week we'll have the main pod out.
Yeah.
Did we have We've just announced the winner, haven't we, of the 3 retro competition?
We have, yeah. It was El Loco Joe who won the 3 retro, our current official partners, and they've very kindly offered to send Joe I think she picked the Yellow Evening Post shirt.
Oh, good lass. That's the one I would have picked.
I think it would have been me as well. I love the yellow shirts.
Shirt. Yeah, I love that.
I love the yellow shirts. Yeah,
absolutely love it. I don't think we've got loads going on this week, have we? We've got the main pod, and then
as far as I'm aware, it'll just be the main pod, and then another stats. It'll be early Saturday morning, going out live,
and then Coke after the game.
Pretty much. It'll be a bit. I don't know, mate. I can't remember. But yeah, look forward to it. If anybody's got any more questions, do chuck them in the chat. Before we do close up, I see James Doe didn't fancy joining us after this bold statement.
He's gone into.
He was invited on. But James, I wouldn't have judged you. I would just like to hear your reasoning. That was all. And if you were actually a Leeds fan,
do you know what? Like, if anybody says anything and we say, come on, have a chat. It's not to rip into you. It's because we want to know what you're thinking. We just want to hear why you're saying what you're saying. We're not going to bring you on and slice you down. Do you know what I mean? Luke's got his hands full doing that to me, so he doesn't need to do it to any guests.
Yeah. Jay might bite you though when he sees you in person. That's all.
Possibly.
He just tends to get hungry quite often. Brilliant. All right, mate. Do you want to wrap it up and we can go get pissed?
Absolutely, pal. Yeah. So thanks to all his guests coming on, all 2 of them. Good lads. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result we wanted today, but it's one of those, isn't it? We'll have better games. We're not going to play like that every week, and there's not a lot I can say. There's no positives really, but onwards and upwards. And all I can say to you guys is thanks for watching. Come and watch the main pod during the week. Join us for Statman before the game against Spurs, and join us for the Berardi and Coke after the game. Cheers to you, Luke, for coming on and pretty much hosting because you've got the control and I haven't. So
you shut up about this control, you. I'm gonna throw my remote control at you.
That's all. I just don't know what's happening.
Just one quick thing before we do go. Thanks to our official partners, 3 Retro, for running that competition. They are official partners now. We will include a link to their website and a discount code as well, should you wish to use it, which they've given for all of our listeners. So yeah, thanks ever so much.
Yeah, you'll be able to find their information on all of our socials when we come back online after the blackout. And keep an eye out for us. We're going to be tweeting and all that sort of thing when we're back, and look for us in the usual places. Give us a like and subscribe. I'm going to say bye now because I've rambled on. So, adios. Cheers, Luke.
Cheers, Jay. See y'all later.